93.97 Network and Hot 93.97 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Haylove Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com.
Good morning. Happy Monday. It feels like Monday. It's been a long weekend for me, but I needed it. Hopefully everybody's waking up well. The 28th of November. Woo-wee. Time flies. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Got to make sure I got all my stuff together. All right, there's that. We're 2.5 minutes away from going live on the air, but got to make sure we're rolling along nice here. I'm sure everybody's all fired up, good or bad, about the Saturday football game. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But we're talking more about sore losers and sore winners. Yeah. Minute and 50. Woo! Cold up in here. It's not even cold out. We've been so fortunate. Let's see. What is it right now? It is at 7 a.m. What is it right now? 7:01. It's 38 degrees where I'm at. It's November 28th. It's still dark out. It should be, I don't know what the average normal morning temperature is, but I'm quite sure 38 is probably above average for this time of day. So, hey, we'll ding to that. 1 minute away. We got some good topics today. We got a couple of good things we're going to talk about. What happened to the great turkey shortage? Remember? Better get your turkey early, but we called it. We didn't call it 100% right, but we called it. We called it that they were going to always have turkeys. 2 weeks before, I said Uncle Joe was going to save the day, but Joe Biden never came out and saved the turkeys. He probably did have the one pardon, but the one turkey did not get pardoned because pictures emerged of this turkey at the January 6th insurrection. So they rescinded the pardon and they cooked his goose. Thank you. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's a Monday. It's late November. Is the tree up yet, you ask? No. Was I too busy? No. Was I too lazy? Yes. I just wasn't feeling it.
Download the free 93.97 Network app. Click on the social network tab, chime in, and be eligible to win prizes.
I got too much going on.
Free 93.97 Network app today. You're listening to WHOT Hot 93.97.
Initiating launch sequence.
3, 2, 1.
Don't mean to be rude, but I'm drinking my coffee. I also have my water. Like a good girl.
What day is it now? Monday? Oh, Monday! Thank gosh it's Monday, my number one day. Back in the saddle at work I can shine. I love the rat race and the starting line is Monday. Thank gosh it's Monday. Sing with me.
What an adolescent beginning.
You're the only moron in the whole world who actually likes my dad. Thank gosh it's Monday. The yum day. Please, yeah, come on, Tommy, sing with me. Thank gosh it's Monday.
We're getting there. Hold on to your pants. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I love it. I think we're waking up in the right kind of way. Oh, waking up loud and proud this morning on a Monday. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. All right, we are here. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. What a party. All right, let's turn that off. Here we go. We are rolling right along, I think. All right, let's turn that off. There we go. Happy Monday, everybody. I had to do it. I had to. I couldn't help myself. But it drowned me out a little bit. But waking up on a Monday morning, I'm feeling good. Making sure we got everything together here before we get too far along, because I don't want to have technical difficulties on a Monday morning. Oh, where do we even start? We have the great turkey shortage caper of 2022 we're going to talk about, but it bleeds into more than that. All right, it bleeds into our social media and mass media guiding our spending. And all of this bleeds into a couple topics. $9.2 billion spent on Black Friday online. Record. $9.2 billion, right? Let's see, what else? Online sales of electronics this year spiked 221%, right? Sounds like a good economy. Everybody's spending a lot of money. $9 billion spent in one day. Mostly, I would say, I don't know exactly, maybe not 60-40, maybe 65-35 presents, and then 65% people bought gifts for others on Black Friday. The other 35%, and these are just guessing figures, 35% of the people went out and bought that TV for themselves or got that special deal for themselves, right? And it depends, I guess, on what part of the aisle you shop, so to speak. Maybe I'm just getting older, but I'm feeling like we're kind of being bamboozled here. So that's why I say when early November, late October, it was get your turkey early because there's going to be a shortage. Now, I don't know how you can determine that other than to say, well, we have a turkey farm and we're going to kill 300 million turkeys. That means we're going to have, give or take, 10% loss due to disease and messing up the execution. We're going to have about 280 million turkeys to go out. So you can count that, right? There was no turkey shortage. There was no turkey shortage ever. Never, ever. In fact, the stores had them in a freezer in trailers out back of their facilities with do not put out until dates. So there were turkeys. But we were played for turkeys. You were played for a turkey. I bought my turkey about 2 weeks prior to Thanksgiving, not because I thought there was going to be a shortage, but because it was time for me to buy my turkey. Put it in the freezer. I've got it. That way I'm not going out and spending $150 on one meal. Even though all said and done, it's $150. If you do it over a couple of weeks, it doesn't feel so bad, right? We have several reasons we overspend. One of them is we believe the bull crap we're being told, right? We do. We plan it flat out. We do. We buy it. Tony checking in on the live stream broadcast. Good morning, my friend. Hopefully everything's working out well. Getting a little bit cold now. I bet you Big T's getting ready for the ice fishing. Yeah, it's cold enough to ice fish almost. Not quite. 37 degrees. I don't even think there's ice yet. So I wouldn't go ice fishing for all these people out here that don't know any better. But we got poor life choices stories coming up. These will hit home a little bit to some of our people that frequent the Adam's Apple and know how we play games. And it's a cute little story of a family fun game turned, well, American. Let's just say America is involved. So we've got the whole great turkey shortage that was a ploy, all right? It was a ploy to get you to buy turkeys, and they did it with toilet paper. We created a toilet paper shortage by overbuying toilet paper when we were told that there was going to be a shortage. And there was a shortage. And there was the ships that couldn't get the toilet paper over and all that. So it's like, okay, I'm tired of paying China so that I can get paper to wipe my bottom, right? So I would like to think that I buy Charmin. Where is Charmin made? I don't know. Hopefully in America. American-made toilet paper. Talk about the absolute epitome of a waste of money. Toilet paper. One of those things that has the clever advertising, the bears, that needs no advertising. Because what happens when you sit down to go to the bathroom and you see the little cardboard roll, the little cardboard part of the roll, you go, uh-oh, grab me a washcloth. Things are getting messy. But remember, there's a shower right next to the crapper for a reason. Just jump in the shower. Then people will know in the house, be like, wait a minute, why is Jonathan taking a shower without being told? Well, he just went number 2, and we're out of toilet paper. So there you have it. Who wants to go stand in the shower after Jonathan? Nobody. Oh, Lord. All right, so back to the topic here. We're not going to get off hand today. We are going to get off topic and out of hand, but that's okay. We do anyway. We're talking about online sales spiked 221%. All this reminding you one thing. We questioned why Elon Musk couldn't give us $6 billion to curb world hunger. Well, I just gave out my own fuzzy math statistics of 65% of purchases on Friday out of $9 billion online talking. We're talking online, not the people that went and braved all the stores. See, they're on to something here. They're guiding our shopping and spending, and we're spending money on things we don't normally use or spend on, right? And they know this, and they're making us feel like we need it because nothing cures wanting more than having. Once you have it, you don't want it anymore. So it's 100% cured, your whole situation. Nothing cures wanting more than having. It's a fact of life. I mean, you can't argue that. We spend a lot of money, and a lot of it is we need stuff, right? Everybody pretty much needs a TV. I know I feel I need a TV. I could go without one. I would get used to it. I would find things to fill up my time, but it would be a struggle, right? It's kind of an addiction. Television. I get up in the morning. I usually turn it on within the first 5 minutes, right? Get up, go to the bathroom, start the coffee. Sometimes I use it as light. So I just get up, turn the TV on, and that forces me to be awake, right? Now I'm awake. Now I'm ready to go. And what's the first thing you start seeing? Commercials. We've seen them forever. It's part of how things always work. It's how television was free, right? I mean, but now we are being guided in a certain kind of way. So Black Friday, to me, is a warning sign. When we should be more frugal, when we should be saving our money, when we're being told the economy is great, but the economy is not great. We're being told the economy is horrible, but it's obviously not horrible. Because we just went out in one day online and spent $9 billion. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. And I don't know that it's justified, but it's America, so you can do whatever the hell you want. But we've got more. It's not even about saying you overspent because people budget for this, right? I remember back in the day, my mother would have a Christmas account where she would put X amount of dollars in it every week or month or whatever. And at the end of the year, you got a couple of $100 to help you with Christmas. It turns out to be a very good thing, right? Because it's like, oh, whew, now I've got a little bit more leeway. Again, just like I said about the Thanksgiving dinner. If you buy, I bought the stuffing, even though it's only a couple of dollars per box, because yes, I get stovetop. 2 boxes of stovetop stuffing is what, $3-4. But I bought that. I bought the cornstarch. I bought all that in one fell swoop. It comes into $30-40 at a time. It's easier than buying the turkey, buying everything you need all at once. And I use cornstarch a lot because I make biscuits and gravy for breakfast and stuff like that. Oh, and I'll tell you what, I made use of it. This was the first time I bought the bacon was buy one, get one free, or 2 for $10. Two for $10 for Oscar Mayer bacon. It's a lot of money for bacon, but the average adult, I guess the average American eats 18 pounds of bacon a year. I'm way behind on that because I don't even cook 18 pounds of bacon a year. I used to eat a lot more bacon than I do now, but I try to stay away from it, even though I do have a whole container of bacon grease in my fridge that I love to use for pancakes and French toast. And when you're making potatoes, you just use a dollop of the bacon grease. Oh, it's so good. And I know it's bad for me. My cardiologist, love and hate relationship with me, right? But, all right. It's 9.2 billion online spending, right? And this isn't preaching. We're not up here on a soapbox going, you spent all your money, you don't get another allowance. No. You spent this America. You don't get to take it with you. We learned that in the 80s. We thought we were goners, man. We spent everything we had. We spent what we couldn't have. We spent what you loaned us. And we decided we'll pay you back at 28% interest. We'll be happy with that because we won't be alive long enough to worry about it. That's what we thought. That was the 80s, right? The Day After Tomorrow came out, or whatever the name of that movie was, with the nuclear bomb and it. Yeah. All right. So now we have this new thing. We already talked about television being free because of advertisement. Advertising literally guides how we spend. Now social media does that at a more profound impact, right? Social media impacts how we feel about ourselves. It impacts how we shop. It's not just impacting how we go binge shop, like they've always put the candy bars right next to the checkout lane, because that way it's not just for the kids. Adults are sitting there and then you're a little bit hungry. You're getting home. You got a lot to do. You're hungry. You got to cook dinner. So you pick up that bag of M&Ms or that Snickers or something like that. And that's what it's there for. You're sitting in line and you forget, we like our candles. We bought candles. We don't have anything to light it with. Oh, look at that. A big lighter right in front of us. Boom. So they're there for a reason. But they also not only guide your binge shopping where you see a sale and you have to have it, right? Now they impact and they guide how we write our list at home. That's the biggest thing that has to raise your red flag and go, wait a minute here, Mary. I decide what I buy. I know in my house what I need. You don't. But that's not true. They know, they've proven it. We've helped them prove it. It's what we do. We literally work overtime to spend money to have the things we want. I don't know if it's a bad thing or not. That's up for you to decide what the value of your time is. You know? So we know how social media impacts our children's psyche and all those different things, but our wallets, right? This is research that's been done, and there's been people that have been algorithm engineers and stuff like that. I forget exactly what they call them, but basically people that are tracking how we spend our money once we're guided, right? Social media ads everywhere. But it's not just that, it's us. We have FOMO. It has nothing to do, you're not a FOMO sexual. FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, it's a thing. It is. It's a little bit of keeping up with the Joneses, but everybody has that. It's when you see something that you like, you may not have thought of it yourself, right? But you go visit some family in another part of the country. It's totally different in Arizona than it is in Maine. And it's not just the weather, right? It's people are different. It's the way we were raised. It's the things we do. It's the way we talk. You go to Boston, you go to the New England, it's hard to pick up on their accent right away. I don't have an accent because I'm from Michigan. Guess what? I've got an accent. It's called a Midwestern accent, a Michigander. Ope, that's one of our favorite words. Ope, I'm going to slide right by you. You're in Michigan, you don't even know what it means. You think something just fell out of a tree and landed and splattered. You hear ope. It's just somebody wanting to get past. You're going to hear ope, I'm going to slide right by you. That's Michigan. That's what we say here, right? You go somewhere else, it's not the way. You never know what you're going to hear because you're not from there. But we know one thing, we're spending, and we don't even have to go anywhere. So we're not missing out. FOMO, it's a real thing. FOMO, fear of missing out. Google it, FOMO. It'll tell you what it is. So you got ballooning social media ads. You've got us who are consumers, and I don't mean that as our wallet. We are consumers. Our personality is, if we like something, we want a lot of it, right? French fries from McDonald's, supersize. There was a big thing about that, right? Overindulging our big portions. And then when you go to these nice restaurants, you go, they barely give you anything to eat. They give you the proper portion of what a regular meal would be for an average weight person. I know, I agree. I look at that and I go, $60 for that? Wow. But we're so used to our plate being overfilled. You think about it. We love our Mexican food and Taco Tuesday and all that. You get so much beans and rice, it's hard to eat it all. But it fills the plate. It makes those 3 tacos just seem so much more filling, even though 3 tacos are filling. It's just the American, the supersize, the overindulgent, the everything's more. We need bigger houses, bigger cars. When you're doing good, when you got finances, you have bigger toys. You go. It's just it's a revolving thing, like a Rolodex, right? People get mad, but don't get too mad. We, the people, spent $9.2 billion in a day online, didn't even leave our house, didn't even have to get out of your wife's lingerie to buy her Christmas present, guys. You were just able to just sit there in her heels. I know because you couldn't walk because you're a size 12 and she wears a size 9, but you're going to fit into them anyway, aren't you? Mm-hmm. We are literally, there's ads targeting us all the time. We've talked about that. We know you can just go stand by something. Your phone picks up on it. Just go stand there. Your phone picks up on it. But now we're becoming more and more reliant on social media. We're starting to learn. I know personally, and the hackers and bad guys don't listen to this. I'm pretty secure with me shopping online. And I'm pretty sure that if one of you pieces of crap that steal from people are able to compromise someone's card, the laws and the things help us to get our money back and to make sure that you don't get away with it. It's a high demand for shopping online. $9.2 billion in a day. That's crazy. E-commerce in the United States grew by 32.4% year over year in 2020, right? Since 2020. Social media ad spending expected to increase 20% to 43 billion. Now that was in 2020. They expected a 20% increase in ad spending because in 2020 we had an election and we saw how targeting people with emotion worked. And they apply that same thing to shopping and buying because everything they're doing is geared. And I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about business. Consumers consume and put people in and keep people in business. And we are buying all this hook, line, and sinker. And I'm not recommending that we don't go shopping and that we save all of our money. That's no fun. But we need to do better. And I don't know how many people went out and maxed out credit cards to be part of that $9.2 billion, but I'd be interested out of the $9.2 billion that was spent, a new record on Black Friday for online shopping. How much of that is paid in full, and how much of that 9.2 million or billion with a B, how much of that 9.2 billion is coming from credit? Which means that now becomes what? Added income for all these companies. I don't know how it works, right? If you buy your credit card company, right? You got a Discover card, right? You go to JCPenney or wherever and you spend $340, but you got all the clothing out of the way. So out of your $1,000 budget, 350 of it was clothing, maybe more. I don't even know. I don't know. So, and maybe your budget's 500, whatever. We are going to pay on that for decades. We know this, right? You're going to be paying on that next year when you go back to that store after you've paid down enough that you can still go shopping for the kids, the grandkids, all the friends, and everybody that you bought into that you just can't show up somewhere without a gift. 74%, nearly 3/4 of us rely on social media networks to make purchase decisions. That's not just social media, Facebook, that's social, even word of mouth from people. You got your Aunt Judy comes to visit and she goes, oh, that's a nice vase. And you go, oh, I got it from, wherever, Harbor Freight, I don't know. And so then they go, I got to have it in my house. So they go and they get it, word of mouth. Right. Chris checking in. Good morning. Happy Monday. Woo woo. Yep. So we got the live stream broadcast going on social media networks, Facebook, YouTube, 9397 Network, Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, Sapphire Paste. You can find us. 9397 Network app. Download that. You can go on there. You not only get to listen to the shows, you get to see everything that's going on coming up. And the holidays are coming up. So you want to stay in tune with what's happening around town, wherever you're at, because we got a lot of things happening. In 2020, the average person spent 153 minutes a day on social media. That increases every year. We are now finding people like myself who I used to enjoy social media. I still do. But I don't use it as much. I use it as an avenue to communicate for my show, networking in the industry of broadcasting and stuff. And it's more for keeping connected with the listeners and being able to get our product out to you. But I don't sit there on social media like I used to and just thumb through scrolling the page or whatever, I just don't do it as much as I used to, even though I do sometimes, because you want to see what's going on, like a train wreck, right? On a Saturday morning, Friday or Sunday morning, there's no better. Today, we open up with the Michigan fight song. Big to do about that. Everybody that follows any type of sports, anybody that knows anybody that follows any type of sports, that's a big game. It was even bigger because it was actually relevant because last year Michigan beat Ohio State in Michigan. And everybody said, hey, it was a fluke. It happened. It would never happen twice. It won't happen in our house. Bitch, it happened. It happened, and it happened nearly the same style as last year. So hard to talk too much about that. But what we can talk about is sore winners and sore losers. What's worse? A sore winner or a sore loser. Because I've seen a lot of nasty stuff on social media about these people that we don't even know. People talking about the coaches, talking about the players, questioning their sexuality because they couldn't win a football game. What are we doing? You go on there and you see everybody, and we've always done it. We take ownership of our team, and we did it. We won. You did nothing of the sort. You had nothing to do with it. These people don't even care about you. Most of them come from a walk of life that they wouldn't even want to talk to you anyway. But we love them. We fanned them. We do the fan thing about it, and we go crazy, and we got to go pay to get their autograph, and we just can't believe it when we meet them. And then there's Odell Beckham, who was escorted off an airplane because he wouldn't put his seatbelt on. But there's more to it. We'll talk about that later. There's more to it. All right. But we got a lot more to talk about, too. So when we get done from break, we're going to be talking about losers and winners, and how to be a good winner and how to be a good loser. And Aerosmith said it a long time ago. You got to learn to lose before you know how to win. And we're also going to go back stepping a little bit, and we're going to be talking about 7 ways that social media influences our spending. Not only when we're at the aisle standing there, not only because they know what sales to trigger, but how we're writing our lists at home, what we think we need, and how that works, and how we can fight it. I don't even know. We're going to go through it together. That's the way we do it. But, all right, we're going to stay on time a little bit today. We're not doing the 45-minute opening segment. We're going to go to break. You're listening to Sapphire's Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Keep it locked. Well, wasn't that fun? You better regulate. All right, can't have that on. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. What happened to the great turkey shortage? We know what happened. We've been bamboozled. We're onto them. But can we fight the addiction of spending all of our money? That's what we work for. We used to work to get our family a good place to live and have a car, and now we're working to spend money. Think about the mentality. I'm not asking you if you're right or wrong. I'm telling you, that's what we do. Let me make sure we're bumping out here at full volume, because we like to party up in here. All right. Full volume ahead. Full steam. We got some pro tips coming up for you later. We got poor life choices. We got a couple real poor life choices. One of them include playing family games. You think I don't like to lose, bitch? Oh my. Now this person's a real sore loser. We're going to talk today. We got a little controversy going on because we're going to be sitting on the outside looking in of a topic that directly involves us. I know it doesn't make much sense, but it's the way it is, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're talking about something later that has to do with something that is very sensitive in America, but this is in another part of the world that they're having the same struggles with. So we'll see what happens. I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. I didn't go far. Don't get scared. I'm right here. See? Gotta clean off my glasses, girl. Yeah, we're on break. We got until 7:52. That's more like it. We was right on time today, bitch. I'm hoping that I'm able. I'm hoping to play some pool and darts today, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. One of our cohorts or whatever, one of our players has been ill. So hopefully he's feeling better. I'm waiting. I'm hoping to get that text. Hey, you up for pool and darts later? Man, I would love it. I might go to Buffalo Wild Wings today. It's Monday. Nobody will be there hardly. I get freed up today around 3 o'clock. Might be up there by 3:30, baby. We'll see. You know what? Buffalo Wild Wings, I like it because they've always got the sports on TV, and it's not they're good, but they're not the best food, right? I mean, they're not the best wings. They're not the best, but I just like the atmosphere and stuff. But a lot of people go, oh, their food sucks. Well, I don't know about sucks unless you've been to jail. Like the wings, holler if you're in prison right now. Chime in on how their buffalo wings are. On a Sunday afternoon, y'all are gathered around your favorite cell and you're watching the game and they bring you out the big old plate of wings and all that and you get your choice of different. Oh, you don't? So in other words, the people that can eat the wings should just be glad they're wings. Okay, gotcha. I must be going to kiss a fool. My nose is itching. Yeah, Bob will be with us a little bit later. You know the drill. Whew, I can't believe all the FOMO going around. And it's a real thing, right? FOMO. If you don't pay for the product, guess what? You are the product. That's consumerism. That's advertising, targeted ads. That's what that is. Is the U.S. going to get kicked out of the World Cup? Iran wants them out. I'm a tap dancer. I've never tap danced in my life, although I can tap dance around some topics. Oh. I am in a good freaking mood today. I don't even know why. Yesterday, I did nothing. I took a shower. And brushed my teeth. All right? I did not get out. Well, I did get out of my pajamas. I got into my house pajamas. I wasn't leaving the house unless it caught fire, and then I was going to make a hell of an effort to just put it out. We got one of them little hoses in the kitchen. I would have been over there like, you grab the hose outside, bitch. I'm putting it out here. We ain't going nowhere today. That was the way I was yesterday. Rainy day up here in Michigan, football, but no Lions. And that's the one thing that sucks about Thanksgiving football is Sunday. I really didn't watch a ton of football. I watched it. It was on. I did a lot of things on the computer. I had work to do and putting together some videos. I got to edit some highlights and stuff like that for the company and see how they work out. Just busy, but at home, chilling. No worry in the world, right? I loved it. Ate leftover White Castle. Amen, baby. We had White Castle on Saturday night, and I had she got us 4 cheeseburgers. I ate 2 of them, and then 20-piece rings, and I had 4 of them yesterday with 2 burgers, and then I had about the same the night before. So 4 White Castles and 8 chicken rings in 2 days. Not terrible, but still, if you did that all the time, I wouldn't be able to keep this girlish figure. I got oranges at home, but I've been drinking so much orange juice with my vodka. You don't drink vodka and orange juice. You drink orange juice and vodka. Makes it sound healthier. That way, if the people aren't paying attention, they don't hear the vodka. They just hear the orange juice and they go, see, that's a healthy bitch. I'm healthy, all right. I eat good. We ate good at the Apple. Woo! Thursday, no turkey shortage. Thursday, made dinner. I made 2 pumpkin pies, a chocolate pie, which sucked. I'm not going to lie. because there was no cook and serve. So I had to get the instant chocolate, and that sucks for pie. But it's good, like if you just put it in bowls and eat it. But when you get chocolate pie, there's a flavor to it. And instant doesn't cut it. So we've still got most of that pie sitting in the fridge. It sucked. I mean, it's chocolate pie. I know how to make them. They're real simple. But you got to cook the pudding. You can't get the instant. That crap's no good. No good. At least I don't like it. Anyway, let's see. We still got a minute. We still got quite a minute. We got a little bit of time. I'm going to send us to a commercial on this. And don't forget, though, come back. We'll be back at 7:52. I'll put it up here before I go. Let's do that right now. Be back at 7:52 a.m. Don't come back at 7:52 tonight all high going, well, I thought it was 7:52. Don't be stupid. That's another show. I'm just kidding. I'm in one of those moods today. I'm feeling good because Michigan won. Actually, I could care less. My day, I was so happy, but my day didn't change one bit. And we got to remember that. The Lions lost Thursday. I was mad. I didn't wear a bra the whole night. There we go. Be back at 7:52 with more soup. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's cheers of the gay bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adams Apple.
Hi. I like it when you call me Big Mama. I'm just kidding. That's what's playing. But I'm not a big papa. I'm a big mama. You're a big baby if you got to play for Ohio State and you lost. Oh. We're back. Well, we're not back. There's still a lot going on here, but oh wait, bitch, we are back. I'm over here just enjoying my day. Like I don't have to work. I gotta get with it. Hey guys, Sapphire here. Be sure to download the free 9397 Network app. Click on the social network tab, chime in, and be eligible to win prizes. Win prizes? That sounds stupid. 9397 Network app today. It's okay. I look stupid. Oh no, Mondays do not suck, but you make the best of them is all you can do. We're back. You're listening to Sapphire's Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97, trying to save you some money again, but it doesn't always work that way. But it's all right. Maybe you got the money to spend. It ain't for us to decide. God bless America. What we're talking about, what led me to this is the great turkey debate, right? The great shortage of 2022, and it leads me into saying we're being bamboozled, right? So we're talking about all the different things. $9.2 billion we consumers spent on Black Friday online, right? Not including the stores and all that. There's money to be made. There's money to be spent. Money is just what it is. It's a monetary thing. It's just money. If you got a lot of it, good for you. It doesn't make your wiener any bigger. And it's, well, you can always buy an extender. And it doesn't make your family any happier, right? You make your family happy. The money just makes it better. That's the way it is. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you know what I mean. 7 ways social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, having access at our fingertips to whatever source of information we want. It's all things. 7 ways social media influences our spending habits, right? If you don't pay for the product, you are the product. That saying's been around for a minute, right? We're talking user data mining and targeted ads. It sounds confusing, but it's not. Pick up your phone, look at where you're standing in a grocery store, whether or not you're talking about the product or not. It is a smarter phone. It's smarter than you, okay? That's why it's taking all of our money. And it's not just you. When I say you, I don't mean me. I mean all of you. I'm not that bad. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I'm a firm believer in a fool and their money soon part. But I also believe that not everybody that parts with all their money is a fool, right? Giving it away for a good cause. Television, a great example, used to be free, still can be free if you pay for the thing to make it free. Make sense? No, of course not. It's not free. It's just very inexpensive. It's a one-time purchase of the converter box that you need. Marketers gambled and won on the assumption that advertisements played repeatedly on television would influence our buying decision. It worked. And it is now the cornerstone of marketing. Feed them the product. It becomes common. You hear it. You start hearing. The only thing you need is insert product here, and you start hearing it. Maybe a cute jingle goes along with it, and then you start remembering that. The phone number jingles, right? You add your phone number into the jingle, and people just remember it. So when their furnace goes out, who do you call? The guy with the best jingle. That's how you remember. Okay, social media, no difference. Started as a free service, still free, but Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, tried to figure out how to make social media profitable, right? Well, they went back to what I just said, a cornerstone of marketing, advertising, added a new layer, right? That has exploded called mining user data or data. Data, data. That was who it would be. It would be data. Mining user data. We mine coal, we mine diamonds, we mine for gold. Well, they struck gold when they figured out how, for lack of a better term, gullible, sheepish. We just believe what we hear, right? Well, for me, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with Tide. My go-to laundry detergent, Tide. Love it. Love it. I'm not being paid to say it. I'm just being honest. I'm a girl who likes to use Tide. New and improved turned me off. You're trying to fool me. This other stuff you marketed as the stuff to get, so I got. And I was happy with it. But now you tell me you got new and improved. Why did you improve it? It was fine the way it was. It washes my clothes. So what was lacking all of this time, and how much can I sue you for? That's American way. So let's get back to the task. We sign up for Facebook. We agree to the terms of service. I refer you to South Park episode Human Centipede for this one, right? Your terms of service that you agree to, which we don't read, we just sign it, allows the app to save our data, and track our online behaviors. You agree to all these things when you sign up for the app. It's okay. You're not being taken any further than you were anyway. It's just in a different way, right? It's still the same thing. So don't get excited. It's okay that you're being bamboozled. It's part of what we want, right? You can't be fooling me if I'm enjoying what I'm getting, right? Who's fooling who? That's when you know you made a proper purchase. When we sign up for Facebook or Twitter or any of these things, we agree to a term of service. Allows the app to save our data and track our online behavior. Well, it's the same thing with sponsored posts and sponsored ads. You'll see it. It'll be an ad. It'll say something. It'll say sponsored ad. And they're doing it for a reason. It's not a coincidence. These create algorithms that allow Facebook to predict what we're interested in, and what we may want to buy. There's a flip side to that we talked about. We delved into it months ago. The flip side to they predict what we want and are interested in, they also do the same for everybody around us. Now, that's got a smartphone. Now add the absolute opposite. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. Facebook predicts what we're interested in. They also want to know what we're not interested in because the surrounding people around us might be. And you're reaching out to a whole new group of people that don't even know they're being reached out to. But I'm a consumer of Bertolli spaghetti noodles. I don't know. And I'm getting my Bertolli spaghetti noodles, and the person next to me is buying cremette, or whatever you pronounce it. Be a son of a pup if their phone, we'll never know because we don't know. Their phone will pop up with a Bertolli's ad or with a coupon or something like that. They're targeting other as well. It's all part of the agreement when we click the term of service agreement. Kind of scary, but it's not. It's okay. It just sounds scary because we're literally letting people into our homes with our Amazons and our what do you call them? When you say the name, they can do whatever. Turn the lights on, Siri, and all those things. So it's very unsettling, not scary. We want this technology. We clamor for it. $9.2 billion in one day online shopping alone. This works for us, obviously, right? According to new research from Visa, 1 in 4 online purchases is made as a result of interaction with a social media outlet. 1 in 4. We enjoy the convenience of shopping directly from our app, right? You're on Facebook or you're on Instagram. You see the ad, you go, oh, I just went through the thing with all my boat stuff I bought. I need seats. You mark my word. I need boat seats and I need outdoor carpeting for my boat and I need some hinges and that's it. Watch what pops up on my phone within the next couple of hours. We'll track it and see. My phone's not off, but it's on silent. It is rule right here. Mike's phone's on silent with video sound off. Off. Can't hear me, or can it? It's a smartphone. It's smarter than me. Thankfully, you're smarter than me too. I just know how to put a lot of sentences together. So these algorithms get created. They predict what we're going to buy, but they also take note of what we're not buying, and they will advertise for that too, including the people around us. So despite all the concerns about our data and our personal information, many of us, according to this study by Visa, targeted content is convenient, and it shows us products that we are genuinely relevant to the interest of, which means, yeah, we are into this. Like, you nailed it. You put this ad on there and that's what I want. You nailed it. Or did they? Are we just conditioned to that's what we want? Now, obviously, I need boat seats, 2 of them. I need them. I got everything else for them. So I don't want to FOMO, but I don't have a fear of missing out because there's not a shortage of boat seats like there were turkeys. Even though there was no shortage of turkeys, they did that to make us purchase more. Aggressive, we better get our turkey now. And then maybe we're so gullible that we bought one later too, because what the hell was a sale? Can't pass up a sale. Turkey's usually 99 cents a pound. We got it for 40 cents a pound. We don't usually need it, but it was a great deal. You just got bamboozled. But that's okay. It's still going to feed your family. So it's a win-win. But you bought something you didn't need that you would not have bought, and they made you buy it because they put it at the right price. If you were going to buy it anyway, then you win. Because you were going to go pay 99 cents a pound, but you went out there and you went, oh, look, I was going to buy it for 99 cents a pound, but it's on sale. So now I saved money. That's a win. But if you walk by it and go, can't pass that up, was gonna, but can't pass that up. Think about that saying. I can't pass that up. You were about to. You didn't need it. Pass it up. Or have it for dinner that night. Turkey for the next month. So user data mining and targeted ads. The number 2 thing, one-click seamless shopping, right? 1 in 4 online purchases made as a result of interaction with social media outlet. It's convenient. In-app shopping. You just not even there. You just click the thing and it takes you right to it. And then you go boom, boom, and PayPal. And within 3 minutes, it's done. It's on its way. Boom. All right. No FOMO there. No peer pressure. FOMO. Fear of missing out. We're gonna let you do the FOMO-sexual joke, right? FOMO. Fear of missing out. It's a real thing. Think about it. It's kind of a keep up with the Joneses type thing, right? It's kind of one of those, I got to change our banner here on the network. Be sure to check out janetscloset.com and janetsdungeon.com for all your kinky and big girl needs and big boy needs too. Butt plugs are for everyone. Peer pressure and FOMO, fear of missing out, targeted ads and in-app shopping, effective tools. But they're not the only thing making us open our wallets. Peer pressure, FOMO, fear of missing out. It's a real thing. Look it up. Yeah, we're motivated by the desire to unlock social achievement by mimicking the behaviors and buying habits of people that we admire. If you admire LeBron James, good luck with that. He could spend in a day and not know it's gone what we make in a year. And I'm not mad at him for that. God bless America. Good for him. I'm not hating on the man because he's got way more money than he knows what to do with. That's not my problem, and that's not his problem. Those are things he can't take with him. What he can take with him is the fact that he's raising good children, I think. And he's not in the news for doing bad things. He's in the news for controversial statements where people say stick to dribbling and things like that. I'm not mad at him for that. He has a platform that he needs to be able to stand on and stand up for his beliefs. It ain't his fault. His platform is higher than ours because we put him on that pedestal. So that's peer pressure. We are unlocking social achievements, right? I got it. I did it. It's a beautiful thing. We remember, I'm 54. I remember when we had MS-DOS, right? A little green bleeping thing, a little green cursor. You didn't know what the hell to do. You were lucky to make a tic-tac-toe game. Now look at us. Not that it's a bad thing. We use social media now to demonstrate our what? Our wealth, our affluence, our style, our worthiness. It's a cycle. It's a circle of then we want to be like them, right? We aspire to look like them, so we're out getting our bodies worked on and our lips pumped up and then you end up older going, well, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe you love it. Maybe it's something you know, not everybody regrets all decisions made. Every tattoo on a body is not regretful 20 years later. Okay, that's not the way it works. Social media for millennials, 90% of millennials say social media causes them to compare their wealth and material possessions to their peers. That makes sense. But I got news for you. 90% of millennials admit that social media causes them to compare their wealth and material possessions to their peers. The 50% of millennials say they spent money they had not planned on because of something they saw on social media. Not just millennials, okay? Everybody does it. The QVC, you got to be 65 to even get a membership, don't you? So save the millennial stuff. It's not just them. They're the ones targeted mostly because they're born into this. They don't even know any better. They don't remember what it was like not to have all this stuff. You don't think that they understand that? They are literally shaping how these young men and women devise a shopping list. Remember the old days? Eggs, flour, yeast, cornstarch, brown sugar, granulated sugar, unbleached flour, wheat, all these crazy things. Like, what in the hell are you buying? You bought all that stuff and you can't even make nothing with it, Grandma. And Grandma goes, you young whippersnappers with these microwaves, you don't even know. But what do we say as younger people? And I'm 54, I'm on the fence, right? I can microwave a meal, it's quick. It's easy. I'm in a big hurry. I'm in a big rush, right? So another thing it does, triggers, this is number 4 of 7, triggers impulse spending, right? It has a negative and positive impact on our self-esteem. It gives us feeling of, wait a minute, a feeling of connectedness or not connected, depending on what side of the spectrum you're on at the moment. If you're feeling a little bit negative emotions and a little bit down and maybe look at what I'm not doing as good as them in life, your perception is, right? Maybe they just landed that big job that you've been wanting, a promotion, and things just look like they're not going your way. So what do? You go out and you might do a little bit of therapy, retail therapy. That's what they call it. Yeah. We do it to feel included. We do it to make us feel better, right? We go out, well, I may not have gotten that job with a $20,000 a year raise, but I'm going to go out and spend more money to make me feel better. It's self-destructive. right? It is. It's self-destructive, even if you go, I got the money. But job is money, and you obviously, maybe you're in between jobs. Maybe you plan for it. Nobody knows your business. But, right? Now, on the other hand, social media can boost your ego. You post a picture with the right filter, it looks just proper, and everybody likes it, right? You get 100 likes, 1,000 likes. And then all of a sudden we start going, oh, I'm popular. No, you're not. All the guys just want to do you. Big difference. So ultimately, the influence that social media has on our spending habits is unique to the individual. But the retail therapy in real life, if you're the one who goes, you know what, rough day, rough week, rough month, I'm going shopping. Social media amplifies this trigger, right? It's easier now. Maybe you've had a little wine. You're sitting there, you start looking on your Facebook, you see an ad. Oh, I've been looking for new boots. All of a sudden, you got 3 pair of boots, 2 shoes, and a pair of Snickers coming. What are Snickers? Dungarees. Dungaroos? Dungaroo. I think that's the old term for pants, dungaroos. Now, another survey, they talk about being bored and distractions play a part. 27% of purchases came out of sheer boredom. Distracted and watching television. 13% say they cheer themselves up with a comfort purchase. Well, I didn't get this, so I got that. Well, my boyfriend dumped me, so I got a pound of chocolate. And it's a literal, actual thing. It really happens, right? People feel better. The number 5, influencers and social proof advertising, which is social proof, word of mouth, right? Word of mouth. You go online, you post a picture with your favorite thing, you go, oh, I look so good in my new this and that and the other. Maybe it's a guy who just bought his new Michigan jacket, right? Putting it out there. That's an influence. You don't want to be sold on an item, but you want to buy stuff that excites you, right? This excitement amplifies when your friends, favorite influencers, which would be a celebrity or somebody in high school that just gets all the likes on their pictures, and that's your influencer. She's influenced how you or they are influencing how you feel, right? Now brands are partnering with influencers who feature their products and services, right? You go on social media and you see I'm an influencer for Nike. That means you're buying their stuff and then you're talking about it. You might get a discount. Maybe they're giving it to you. I don't know. Maybe they're giving you the stuff and you go on there, you got 300,000 followers. So they go, hey, we'll give you a pair of shoes and it costs us $11. We retails for $169.99, mind you. And off you go. %89 of people say that reviews, testimonials, and social posts influence their purchasing. How many reviews are legit? Companies might just put fake reviews up there or have people fake review to influence shoppers. If I log on something and I see a 3-star review, I'm not buying it. If you're not a 4.5 or 5-star review, I'm not even thinking about it. And I barely pay attention to that stuff. So those people that are really into it, okay, security and fraud concerns, right? Online shopping is convenient, but it's not without risk. And I was just talking about it. I was just saying how I feel pretty safe doing it. I don't worry too much. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning to you.
How you doing today?
I am doing well, enjoying the conversation.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you.
You're making a little too much sense this morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it happens.
It does.
It
It's
happens.
okay. We need somebody to keep us in line.
Yeah. When we're online, we are less diligent when we're when it comes to security, right? We're just kind of figure it's safe and secure. Everybody else does it.
Right. Yeah.
Now, online shopping, we all love it. Data shows the average dollar amount lost to online shopping scams $9 to $3
Is that per shopper?
per shop.
Wow.
That doesn't seem like it's too bad.
Well, it doesn't, except that, you know, some people really don't shop for much of anything at all. But their information still gets picked up, you know.
I don't know how though, but like my mother, she's the type, she does not buy anything online. She doesn't even use her credit card when we go to the restaurants or something.
Right.
She goes to the bank in the beginning of the week. She takes the money she needs for the week, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she does. She doesn't go out and, for me, I go to the, she was flabbergasted when we drove to New Jersey and I whipped out my credit card to pay for gas. She was like, wow. I go, what? She's like, I can't believe you. I go, oh, girl, I don't carry cash at all. Right? I pay credit card for everything, basically. So, yeah, there is definitely fraud risk and concerns, right?
Mm-hmm. But just like there's theft concerns if you're carrying cash and, you know, you either lose it or get held up for it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, there's risk both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to be
now,
careful.
the chances of getting held up for it are probably less than losing it, dropping it, pulling something out of your pocket and having your 20 fly out with it because you didn't put it in your wallet, Bob.
Sounds like a personal thing right there.
Perhaps once.
Man,
I learned my lesson, but I mean,
at least once. Yeah, everybody's
yeah.
lost money.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yeah. So, what can you do? What types of fraud are there? We know that there's products that claim to support a charity, right? Proceeds go, or a portion of proceeds go to the Save Every Child You Meet Foundation. You know. Free trial offers. You just got to remember, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And nobody gives anything for free, right? If it's a trial officer, they're obviously, like if we gave you a free trial to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour for 1 month, free trial. And then if you didn't like it, you go, no, gone.
Well,
but
that's possible.
They bank on you forgetting about it, and then it's a recurring charge small enough that you don't notice.
Well, true. And a true free trial is not going to ask you for your credit card. Because what they do is you sign up for something and you try it, like you said, and then you forget about it. You tried it, and it's like, meh, whatever. And so next thing you know, you're seeing that bill pop up on your statement, and you're going, hey, I didn't sign up for that. But yeah, you did when you took the free trial. It was free at that moment, but it wasn't free 30 days from now. So, you know, no, you're totally right about that. But on the other hand, true marketing of products, there are opportunities where there are legit free trials because they spend the money on putting their product in your hands and banking on you liking it rather than buying expensive advertisements and other things. There's, in a perfect marketing world, you're doing all those things. But
right.
You know, so sometimes it's there. But yeah, you're right. You really got to watch because especially if it's free, but they're asking for your info.
You got, and that's the thing. And it's got to be something you want anyway. It's got to be something you're going to get anyway. You're not just walking by it and going, oh, look, it's on sale. Can't pass that up. Yeah, you can. Right? Watch out for counterfeit merchandise. We know that.
Right.
You think you're getting a Coach purse and you're getting a Coach purse.
Right out of the barn, yeah.
First of all, I don't feel bad for anybody spending that kind of money on purses. I'm like, come on. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Ads that overpromise and underdeliver.
Never heard of any of those before.
Oh, never.
Who would do such a thing?
It's always we've made jokes about that all along history. Look at the commercials for a big hamburger. They look delicious. And then you get there and you go, what the hell is this? Like, this is the kid menu?
Well, no, the one we showed you on camera, we don't serve here. We just wanted you to see what it might look like. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not quite. It's a little bit overpromised, a little bit underdelivered, but not to the point of criminal, just to the point of a turnoff to a lot of people. But they bank on the ones who go, yeah, not quite enough, so I'll get 2.
As long as I'm here anyway.
Well,
Made the trip, you know.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing too is with some of the things I know that I know some people that are heavy into vitamins and supplements and stuff like that. You got to be double careful with those because one,
Yeah.
they're not necessarily FDA approved and therefore they really have no scrutiny. And two, you really don't know what's in it because I don't think any of us are big experts on ginkgo biloba and all these other things.
Exactly. What are we
You
actually
know,
putting in?
what are you really eating or taking? So those kind of things I think are wide open scam territory because you really don't know. I mean, you know, and I think another tip off, and it is contrary to what you'd think if you go on a website or something and you see all these testimonials of people saying how great the thing is, it's very possible that those testimonials are made up and fake.
And we said that earlier too. Absolutely. You got to watch out for those fake, 5-star review. Of course, people
Right.
and you've also got to watch out for the haters review too. You got to look and see because I mean, if you got 9 reviews on a product, it's not a reviewable product.
Right.
I mean, it's not a reviewed product.
Mm-hmm.
I need a lot of reviews.
And all of this works both ways, and I think for me anyway, the most trusted ones I'll give are the ones that have both sides on it. You know, somebody had a great experience with it. It worked out well for them because, and somebody else said, I really thought it was, you know, twice what it was, and I don't believe them. Well, sometimes that comes from people not reading. Sometimes that comes from a lot of things. So, but if you're getting both sides, to me, there's some legitimacy there. If you're getting, you know, all this 5-star raving, it kind of smells a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And I also like to see when the company replies to the comments, whether they like the comment and I'm glad you enjoyed our product, or I'm sorry you had this experience. How can I make it better? Please contact us. We'll get this figured out for you. Mm-hmm. Right. So I like to see that too.
For sure. And there's more legitimacy and interaction there. The fact that it is a legit campaign and they really are involved in it and not just putting it out there as another, you know, way to scam your slide your opinion one way and then scam you. So.
And the number 7 thing, what we all do not want, buyer's remorse. It's not always being a victim of fraud or scams that make you remorseful. Legitimate purchases can also trigger regret, right? Maybe you couldn't afford it, but that wine was so tasty and your husband made you mad last night, so you go, you know what? I'm buying it.
Screw
and the next day you wake up to your husband going, I see that $130 purchase. What was that? Oh, you were being a prick, so I bought a new purse. You know how to make up for that, ladies. It's time to get busy.
Well, either that or grab that receipt and take it back, one or the other.
No, you'd be grabbing something else and taking it all back. Have a seat. We're going to take care of things here. Give me 5 minutes of your time, honey. I'd love to.
I'll fix the boo-boo. Don't you worry.
1 in 5 people get a full refund, so don't get buyer's remorse and think you're going to get a full refund on everything. Right?
Oh, no. They're not obligated to refund you anything. Nobody is ever. I mean, contrary to what you believe, you know, just because they do doesn't mean they have to. And doesn't necessarily make them bad if they don't. Especially if they say all sales final right up front.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. People go, yeah, but not for me. I'm special.
Yeah, they'll do it for me.
Bottom line, stay informed. Make good choices. No poor life choices when it comes to shopping, right? Social media, here to stay. In one form or another, it's all here to stay, including Twitter. Nobody's closing the doors, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. What a bunch of malarkey that's all been.
And there's a shortage in Twitter. There's a shortage in a lot of things. So we now know, we have known, but we just talked about it, that the shaping of our spending decisions, not only while we're in the aisle, how we're drawing up our list at home. We got to be aware of this. They are in our head. They're trying to take all of our money. It's now a game. How much money can you save and not spend while still getting all the things you want to make your life happy?
Yeah.
And know when you're getting bamboozled or not.
Sure. Well, and like too, like we talked about the satisfaction, that feeling of, oh, I saved money, I did good. Well, you probably weren't going to buy it in the first place. So did you
Well, there's
save
some
money?
things you can do though. Like I don't know, this isn't part of any kind of self-help schematic, but make a list. I'm bad at that. I will not make a list. I'll walk up and down the aisles and I'll get what I need.
I'll do
Make
that
a list, stick to it. Stick to that list no matter what. Don't even entertain the thought of another item. I don't care if it's 90% off. If it's not on my list for this week, I'm not getting it. It'll be worth full price next week when I need it. Period. Now, if you're going to need it next week and it'll still be good, obviously get it at a good price.
Right.
But the trick is when you're walking by the clothing section and all of a sudden you see half off of a blouse and you go, oh, gotta have it. No, you don't. It's not easy to do that, but that's what we got to do. We got to tell ourselves we're being tricked into losing all of our money. $9.2 billion spent online on Black Friday. $9.2 billion in America.
Believable. And it's got our delivery companies, UPS, FedEx, the Postal Service, Amazon, all of them in a panic now because there's an awful lot of delivering to be done with all that purchasing online. So
don't want to get no FOMO disease.
Oh, no.
Fear of missing out. Did you hear us talk about FOMO?
I caught there right at the end of it. Yeah. Yep. Nope. You don't want to. Don't be afraid of missing out. It's totally okay. Just because the cool kids are doing it doesn't mean you have to do it.
Right. Maybe the cool kids can afford it, and maybe you can't, and that's okay too. We got to not put our emphasis of equality on how much money you make.
Right.
Because you could always be like Odell Beckham Jr., have all the money in the world and still be a butthead and get kicked off of an airplane for not putting on your seatbelt when instructed to do so. And the fans, the other passengers were not too happy. They're like, okay, so it's Thanksgiving weekend. There's travel problems all throughout the whole East Coast because of storms. And we're on an airplane because you're having a fit because you're a spoiled, rotten, rich kid.
Because you're being an a-hole, yeah.
Yeah, jackass. So, all right, we are way past break. We're going to go to break. When we get back, we got plenty more to talk about, including, is the U.S. going to get kicked out of the World Cup?
Good Lord. The scandals.
Iran's calling for the removal of the U.S. team. We'll talk about that. Plus, we're going to be talking about sore winners and sore losers. Michigan-Ohio State game was this weekend. Say no more.
Wah, wah.
There was no beatings in the tunnels. That's a good thing. But
that is a good thing.
All right, you're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. We'll be right back. Keep it loud. Oh, boy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I seem to be missing a song.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the only thing for your karaoke.
Here we go. We'll do this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we come back at like 8:50.
Okay.
8:49, 8:50.
Very good. Be back in a few. I got another,
good.
got another contractor coming. I got to leave access.
Oh,
I will,
fun.
Yeah. I'll return.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right with you. I got to get this together, y'all. Takes a minute. Let's see. One more thing and I'll be ready. Okay. 8:51, basically, we come back. Be back in a bit. Oh, yes, we are back. It's Monday. It don't feel like a Monday, but nothing ever feels like it is. I always say it don't feel like whatever day it is. Unless it's Friday, then it feels like a Friday usually. But whatever. All right, pro tip. We're doing a lot of self-help today. This is right up there, hashtag America. Pro tip. If you kill someone and cannot figure out how to dispose of the body, don't go on Instagram asking for advice. "16-year-old boy confesses over Instagram to a fatal shooting, according to the Pennsylvania police. Charged with murder, allegedly confessing over Instagram to fatally shooting another child. Ben Salem police receive a 911 call Friday, right? Possible homicide. The detailer from Instagram. The detailer, the person giving the details, the caller, says she receives a video chat from a friend. In the chat, the teen said, "I just killed someone," before flipping the camera around and showing the legs and feet of someone covered in blood. Then said, "Can you please help me dispose of the body?" Oh boy. So they show up where this guy lives, this 16-year-old, at the top of the Ridge Trailer Park in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. The police show up. He runs out the back of the trailer, gets arrested about a mile down the road. Officers enter the trailer. There's a girl on the floor in the bathroom, dead from an apparent gunshot wound. There were also substantial steps taken to clean up the crime scene. This is a 16-year-old suspect. The victim's identity and age not released because she is a juvenile. This is disgustingly sad. This is disgustingly indicative of what we've become as a society. A 16-year-old kid charged as an adult for homicide, possessing instruments of crime, and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. Unbelievable. No, actually, let me retract that. Disgusting. Very believable, but disgusting. Instagram did not respond for their comments. They did not want to give a comment. Do we blame Instagram for this though? Do we blame Instagram for the actions of other people? Because like I said, I use Instagram, social media, for what I want to use it for. I don't allow myself to get wrapped up in all the other stuff. But I'm also not a 16-year-old child that was born into this world with all these tools at my fingertips. So the last thing I think of when something bad happens is let's go on Instagram Live or Facebook Live or anything. I've never thought that. When I see something happening, it's the last thing I think of is document it. I may think of it, but it's the last thing I think of. So it's always, if I'm seeing something tragic about to unfold, are the people safe? Am I safe? What's going on here? But Instagram, social media, all these things, normal everyday life when you're born into it. But the parents, now we could argue that. Where's the parents? This is a 16-year-old that killed somebody younger than 16. And then not only, see, and it just goes to show, we can sit and pick it apart. It's sad. It's terrible. A young person, a young lady lost her life, a juvenile. We don't know how old. We don't know what happened. We only can assume. But the ultimate outcome is murder, allegedly. So, yeah, it's tragic. We make light of it in a little bit, saying, "Oh, pro tip, right? If you're going to kill somebody, don't go to Instagram." But it's not funny. It's something we see all the time. Shootings everywhere, stabbings everywhere, people pushing each other in way of the subways for no reason. The one guy in Minnesota years ago, not that many years ago, but years ago, that grabbed the kid and threw him off the balcony because he wanted to kill someone. The kid lived. What the hell's that? What is going on? You know what I mean? You got to wonder. You got to what the heck's going on? Is it something that we're eating? Is it something we're being fed? Is it something in the water? Is it us? Are we really that? Because people automatically go, we're stressed. No, we're not. What are we stressed about? We got things easier than we've ever had it, right? Life is easier now than it's ever been. If life is difficult for you, it's your own fault. I don't understand. People just, we're talking about a 16-year-old kid who's charged as an adult for homicide. We're talking about a juvenile that's been murdered, allegedly. For what reason, we don't know, but there's no reason for it. And then see, this is the problem. We got to break this story down. Let's get inside this killer's head, right? You kill someone. Now you're in a panic. You're trying to clean it up, but the blood won't stop coming out. So you're trying to clean it up, but there's blood just dripping out because gravity takes its toll. Now the blood's just pouring out like you didn't put the oil cap back in your car when you're done changing the oil. Then when the bleeding stops, you don't know what to do with it all. It doesn't seem like you're going to be able to clean it all up. So now you start freaking out. And then you start realizing, oh, everybody's going to know that she was here. And you start, this is a 16-year-old. These are kids who are supposed to be trying to get into their girlfriend's pants for the first time, that are supposed to be heart pounding at their first dance, hoping that she likes him or they like you like them. You should be dreaming of playing football or baseball, bottom of the ninth, 2 out, bases loaded, you're at the plate. Those are the things 16-year-olds in America are supposed to be doing, not killing one another, ruining lives when we know better, when we already have everything we want in life given to us, basically. It's disgusting. But then look at where we are with it, right? Odell Beckham Jr. escorted off a plane after reportedly going in and out of consciousness, would not put his seatbelt on. Just do what you're told, right? But oh no, I'm not going to listen to the authorities, the man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Every day, I live outside of Detroit. Every day, I wake up, kids killing kids, shooting each other, adults shooting each other, shooting at a nightclub, a gentleman's club. It's not a gentleman's club. It's a titty bar, okay? It's dark, it's dungy, it's seedy, it's supposed to be. Women take their tops off and dance around for men. Unbelievable. That's where we're at, though. That's where we're at in life. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, AM, just in case you're not sure. It's easy to tell AM from PM now. 8 o'clock in the summertime, you don't know if it's AM or PM. 9 o'clock AM in November 28th in Michigan, we know it's AM. Oh, here we go. This is a perfect example. Here's our segment for the day. Part 1. Poor life choices. Now, you know, if you listen to the show long enough, that I love to play games. I love euchre. We play Sorry. We play Life. We play Monopoly. We play all these games. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody likes to lose. It's okay. Nobody likes to lose. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to win. That's the goal of any game you play. It's a competition. You want to win. That's the object. However, when you don't win, there's certain ways to handle things. Now we get into our sore winner, sore loser segment, right? Michigan football game. I'm seeing a lot of sore winners. I'm seeing not so many sore losers. I see a lot of sore winners. And I'm a Michigan fan, and I call Michigan fans out a lot. They're pretty arrogant and they're pretty senseless, but they're also loyal, right? But the other team is too. Don't be a sore winner. Don't be a sore loser. This guy takes the cake. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You know where I'm going with this. Monopoly. Man arrested after family Monopoly game turns violent in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We all want to win. That's the point, right? But Tulsa police had to arrest a man Saturday night after a family game of Monopoly turned violent. Shots fired. Family game of Monopoly. Shots fired just before 6:30 p.m. Suspect John Armstrong chasing down his girlfriend and her father. Well, alcohol was involved. Investigators learned the family had been drinking alcohol and playing Monopoly when a fight broke out between Armstrong and his stepfather. They knocked the game board over, turned over furniture when they were told to take the fight outside at that point. Not break it up. What are you doing? We're playing a game. It's a family game. No, take it outside. Let me grab my video so I can YouTube it. We'll go on Facebook Live or something. So Armstrong gets cut in the head, so he pulls out a gun, chases down his stepfather and stepsister, not girlfriend, my bad, I misreported it. Armstrong pulls out a gun, chases his stepfather and stepsister down the street, and fires a round at the ground. Police never do find the gun. They believe he hid it in the house. He surrendered. Poor life choices. Want to play with him? Want to play a game of Monopoly? No, I don't. I want to win too, but I'm not going to flip the board over and shoot my stepsister. Have to win. What the heck, man? This just goes to show the anger. It's underlying issues. There's no way in the world that when he got there, the guy was like, look, I was supposed to buy Connecticut Avenue. He's dealing dirty deals with her when he's not supposed to. And it got the better of me. I apologize. No, that's not what happened. These are deep-seated issues, right, that we have to be able to understand. These are deep-seated family problems. This was not about Connecticut Avenue. This was not about Boardwalk. You didn't land on free parking and win all the money when he needed it more than you did. That's the Democratic monopoly. This is a deep-seated issue, deeper than just monopoly. We know this. Why does it lead to gunfire? We all think we're in the Wild West now or something. It baffles me. It baffles me. A family game of Monopoly turns into gunshots ringing out. Because someone can't handle it. And it's not about winning and losing. It's not. It's not like they're winning and losing. We know that any reasonable person would be able to say, well, obviously there's more family dynamics at play than just losing a game of Monopoly. But hey, it's what we raise our kids to be. Can't blame mom and dad for everything, but we can blame them for a lot of things, right? Now, this is an adult, though. This is a grown man. This is not a 17-year-old kid. This is a man who looks to be in his late 20s, maybe even early 30s. I guess I could call the Tulsa County Jail and ask, since he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. I can't imagine. Can't imagine being so mad over losing a game that I shoot somebody. Now, here's another poor life choice. Nobody killed in a drive-by shooting at a Nashville church as the funeral got out. We've seen this too many times, though, now. Drive-by shooting at Nashville church during funeral leaves 2 wounded. Nobody's dead. This was a funeral service for a woman who had been fatally shot earlier in November. We can just set the scenario, right? 2 people wounded as they leave a funeral service for a woman who was fatally shot earlier in the month. This shooting yesterday happened just before 1 p.m. Funeral service for 19-year-old Terriana Johnson. Shots fired from a black late model Honda Civic with a temporary tag, where another 18-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man are shot, one in the leg, one in the pelvis. Neither considered life-threatening, thankfully. This is what's even more scary, though. So you're at a funeral for someone who was murdered or shot. We won't say murdered. We don't know the situation. They were shot and killed, fatally shot earlier in the month. You're mourning the loss of this person. You walk outside, you're shot. One 18-year-old woman shot in the leg, a 25-year-old man shot in the pelvis. Non-life threatening. Now it gets even deeper. Some attendees of the funeral were armed and returned fire at the passing car. Well, now we got bullets flying in a neighborhood. It's a church in Nashville. Now we got gunshots ringing out by untrained, who might be trained. They may go to the range more than anybody else. We don't know. But common folk, citizens, shooting at a moving car. Police aren't even supposed to do that unless absolutely necessary. 50 shell casings recovered from the ground outside the church. It's 1 p.m. No regard for human life, none whatsoever. And there's houses. When you look at the church, it's in a neighborhood. There's a house on the other corner. This is on the corner of a street. There's houses right across the street, right next to and right behind this church. Small church, right? Small church, nothing huge, not your big Catholic to-do where 500 people can fit in there or whatever. No, it's a small church, community church. Now, see, this is another thing that gets me, though. 17-year-old charged with criminal homicide in the fatal shooting of the woman who was killed. He opened fire. The teen is alleged to have opened fire on a car in which she was riding in after Johnson, the girl who was killed, and the suspect's sister were involved in a fight. Lives being taken over disagreements by kids that mean nothing. Remember when you were 16? Remember when you were a kid, you were 14, 15, 16? We didn't do this. We didn't have to. We knew better, maybe. Or maybe we didn't know any better, and that's a better off thing. I don't know what it is. But now, a 17-year-old charged with criminal homicide, a young lady dead, now 2 other people impacted by being shot, and let's call them innocent victims, because even if they had something to do with the other shooting, let the police handle it, and at that time they were innocent victims. At a church at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in a neighborhood in America where we have air conditioning in almost every home, heat in almost every home if needed. We have food at every table. If not, we can get to it, right? We've got people starving, but we know how to feed them. We have all these drives and all these charity events and all this stuff to help people. Yet we're failing our children big time. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, we are at 9:12. I'm not ready for break yet. I don't feel like break time, right? I don't feel like break time. Here, I can't believe this. Tourist pose, these baffles my mind. Tourist poses near the edge of a cliff for photos and decides to do a somersault. What could go wrong there? I don't even need to finish this story. We know what happened. Look, everybody wants to get that selfie, that picture, right? Well, this guy's going to live to tell about it, apparently, but this tourist narrowly survives a 130-foot fall off a cliff in Bali, right? Posing for photos at the edge of the cliff while in Nusa Penida before attempting a flip that landed him some 130 feet below. A tour guide, who should be reprimanded at best, a tour guide taking photos of the man before the stunt backfired. They called 911 and they said, hey, this guy was taking pictures doing backflips and he fell. He's bleeding from his leg and his hand. I don't know how the F he survived. That was what the guy said who called 911. So they finally get to the guy using the stretcher. He's laying there flat on his back. You can hear in the background of the 911 call, he fell from there. He broke his leg and arm, and how the F he survived, I can't tell you. This is only 4 days after an American died, while a tourist died while on a holiday in Indonesia. She was the 35-year-old woman who fell from the side of an infinity pool while trying to walk around part of the structure. She fell, landed in a pond, and they could not revive her before she succumbed to her injuries. Watch me do backflips on the edge of a cliff and watch my mother mourn my death because I was an imbecile. We know better by now. And there was even another barrier involved. A tour guide. Okay, pretend I'm a tour guide. I know there's a cliff there and you're doing backflips. I'm going to say, no, I'm not filming you while you die. Get away from the cliff, you dum-dum. And if you get mad at me for calling you names at that point, I don't care, because I saved your life because you're dumb and I'm smarter than you, and I told you to get away from the cliff, dum-dum. I don't think that's out of line. On my way down, I probably yelled, "Thanks a lot, sucker. You could have told me about this." 130 feet, you got a lot of time to yell on your way down. Splat right in the mud puddle. Yeesh. Yeesh. That's all I got. That's all I got. We've been talking a lot today about money. We've been talking a lot today about how we spend our money. Where do we find value in things, and where are we being bamboozled, is the word I like to use, with our spending? Being directed how to spend our money without even knowing it, right? We just feel like we're making the right decisions, but we're being guided. And sometimes it's a win-win. Other times it's not so much. But what if you're a Scottish farmer and you spend, I don't know, 25 euros on an aircraft that doesn't fly anymore? It's a private jet. A billionaire lifestyle, right? A private jet, right? You can get your little taste of being a big business tycoon flying around, but you're not going to fly. That billionaire lifestyle aboard a private jet. Long as you don't mind not leaving the airfield. And it's not even an airfield. It's a field. So Lane, this gentleman from Scotland, he's a farmer, right? Lane Gall bought an old private jet that had been converted into a small holiday home, a small room, a small place for you and another to have intimate moments together. And I don't necessarily mean bumping uglies. Intimate means heartfelt, right? A connection. Formerly used by a Russian tycoon to fly between Moscow and the Caribbean. Imagine what that plane was used for. Now on eBay, for sale, 25,000 euro. This is a Hawker 700. Now it's set up as a luxury holiday let. So basically a little hotel room, basically a room to go have dinner and whatnot. Everybody's Lane says, Lane Gall, 35-year-old entrepreneur. I know everybody is always looking for something special, he says. People love posting pictures of something unusual or quirky on social media. True, Lane. We've seen a big thing in America, at least, about people wanting to propose in places that's the most easy to lose your expensive ring. I don't know why, but I'm going to take the most expensive investment I've ever made beside a home, and I'm going to risk losing it because I'm dumb. So years ago, he had watched an episode of George Clark's Amazing Spaces where someone had transformed a plane. So he thought, you know what? I could do the same thing. I will use people's craving to be, like we talked about earlier, social media presence and stuff. A unique experience we're all craving. It's something memorable. When you're trying to impress a date, maybe you've been together for decades and you're trying to do what makes relationships work. Keep that dating rekindling spirit, right? Keep it new. So we're always trying to do something different, trying to do something unique, something different. So this is something that you buy from an old Russian tycoon who used to move things around between the Caribbean and Moscow. So we can imagine what it was up to. This was purchased in pieces. It came back in bits. Something happened. No wings, no engine on the back. There might be an engine, I can't tell. About 40-year-old plane. Possibly had several owners, but they don't know because it was scrapped and stripped out. So they don't know they can't track it. But now he's fixing it up, and it's going to be used to rent out as self-catering accommodations for couples. It's got your typical little 2-seat table looking out the window. I don't know I want to know how much it's going to cost for dinner, and where do we get dinner? Do we order Chinese and bring it there and sit down and eat it? Or is this a service where you're going to cook me something in the galley? Well, there will be a hot tub, and kitchen, stove area will be all screened off. So you'll have a little privacy. You'll be able to have a nice dinner. Not a ton of room. You're not going to be able to like sprawl out while using the restroom or nothing, but it's a small plane. So what did you expect, right? There's no cockpit. The cockpit had been pulled out, turned into a bedroom. There's an extension on the back. Well, this is not turning into an airplane anymore, is it? Cockpit's been pulled out. We can understand that to make room for a bedroom. Okay, that's cool. I know cockpit, bedroom. I know there's a lot of things we could go with there, but we're not going to. There's an extension on the back, which has been turned into a big suite. So they've made accommodations more accommodating for the user. I don't know. Depending on the price, I just don't. There's a kitchen apparently, so, but self-catering accommodations, it sounds to me like you're bringing your own pizza or you're bringing your own Chinese food and you're just going to go sit down in an airplane and take pictures. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Again, the money we spend for uniqueness, the money we spend for different, to be able to say, well, we traveled all the way to Scotland so that we could sit in an airplane that's basically abandoned, but yet it's still in good condition. And we're okay with that. Alrighty then. Oh boy. The thing, we spend our money on what we like. To some it's frivolous, to some it's an experience well worth the money. It's up to you. All right, quick break, 3 songs. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the USA World Soccer Team and whether they're going to be able to continue to play or not, along with much more, right here on 93.97 Network, Hot 93.97. Keep it locked. All right, we got a 3-song break. We'll be right back. I'm not even going to turn off. I'm just going to leave it on, but I am going somewhere for a second. BRB, don't go nowhere. Keep your ass in this chair. BRB, Whoop, whoop. All right. Woo, it's chilly. It's not even chilly and it's chilly. Wait till it's really cold out. That's what I keep thinking to myself. Wait till it's really cold. We come back at 9:35, but I ain't going nowhere. Oh, hi, Bob.
Hello.
We come back at 9:35. I'll
Gotcha.
change that.
That turned into a longer conference
even
than I
realize-
expected. So.
Gotcha.
But we got some
I
things
got
settled, so
the
that's
wrong thing on. I've had that on the whole morning. There. Now we come
good.
back.
Get your right thing on.
I know. What the hell? We got 2 minutes on this song and then another song. We come back 9:35. But I'm just
See you
staying
this
on
time.
here. We're still on the broadcast. We're just not on the air.
Right. Okay.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Time to get rid of some of these. There we go. Oh. Whew. Whew. Oh. So much going on out there. They got construction going on in the road, and it's like major construction.
Nah.
I thought it was an airplane
Nope.
landing.
No construction here, just rain. Again. Okay, BRB.
Keep them off until Bob gets back. We're just waiting. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. We're listening to Shoop from Salt and Pepper. Controversial topic coming up. Grab your tissues. Everybody's going to get butthurt. We're talking about the swastika and what group of people are trying to save it. And I know what you're thinking. Them damn red truck rednecks with their mega hats. Nope. Nope. Not. We'll talk about it. But 3 minutes. In fact, I might stop the song early because I'm mad. No. Never do that. The swastika. Ooh, it's got bad connotations here. You start talking about that stuff, it gets people angry, hurt. It's a sensitive topic. But what it means here might not be the same it means elsewhere. So like I said, before we went to break on the air, we're objectively looking at a topic that is very sensitive to us because this is not about America. This is our look at things from the outside looking in to a whole different thing. So show. Hear that? It's like an old Pinto going by. They're really working on the roads up in, Ooh, today is the last Monday of the month, isn't it? You know what that means? Mexican Monday, Mexican Fiesta at Adam's Apple from 2 to 8 with Jerry and Renee. Today is the last Monday of the month. Ooh, baby. Mexican Monday, Bob, are you going?
What's that?
Mexican Monday, are you going?
I think so. I'm going to get a nap in first because the last couple of days of working, my knees are tore up something fierce, but
yeah,
I'm going to take a Motrin and take a nap, and then I'll be all ready for Mexican Monday.
There you go.
Are you going? Uh-huh.
Huh?
That's why I'm taking a nap first.
I hear you. 1 minute. My lukewarm coffee still tasting pretty good.
Yeah, same here. I'll be ready for a nice fresh new pot after the show's done.
Yippee-ki-yay! It's Monday.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Yippee-ki-yay, mother scratchers. That's what Bruce Willis said. Well, kind of. Didn't say mother scratcher, but all right. We're taking a look at we're taking an objective outside look at a topic that is completely sensitive in America. It's weird how we're going to be able to do this. We're actually going to be able to look at a topic that's very sensitive to us in America through an objective lens because it's from another point of view. Asian faiths are trying to save the swastika. Yeah,
I have
they're
not heard
trying
of
to
this.
save the swastika symbol that's been corrupted by Adolf Hitler and what it stands for from the neo-Nazism.
Right.
Chital Dio, a lady, Chital Dio, shocked when she got a letter from her Queens, New York apartment building, the co-op board, calling her Diwali decoration offensive, demanding she take it down. Her decoration says, Happy Diwali, and it has a swastika on it. She's a physician. She's celebrating the Hindu Festival of Lights.
Interesting. And that's a symbol that they use for that then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is
It
what you're
is
saying.
a equilateral cross with its legs bent at right angles, is a millennia-old sacred symbol of in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism that represents peace and good fortune. It was also used widely by indigenous people worldwide in a similar vein. Represents peace, good fortune. But in the West, it symbolizes Adolf Hitler, the Hakenkreuz, or the hooked cross, a symbol of hate that evokes the trauma of the Holocaust and the horrors of Nazi Germany.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. I was saying, that's just what I'm trying to think. Why then, if that was in existence and it means good things in that faith, why did Hitler choose it as a symbol, knowing that? Or has it always meant two different things? I mean,
Hitler didn't think he was evil.
Well, that's
Hitler
what I mean. So he
didn't
thought
think
he was
doing wrong.
He thought he was doing, peace, love, and harmony and good fortune, and
doing the world a favor to getting rid of everybody that wasn't white.
Okay.
That's what he did, right? That's what
right.
I mean.
Well, no,
it wasn't even about that, because Polish people are white, and they were under the watchful eye. I don't know how to put it. So Nazi Germany, white supremacist groups, neo-Nazi groups, vandals have continued to use Hitler's symbol to stoke fear and hate. Fair enough. That is very true. In America, when you say swastika, you think of hateful rhetoric. You think of white supremacy, neo-Nazism, vandals who like to use it to evoke emotion, right?
Right.
But now, the Asian, over the past decade, the Asian influence has grown in North America to reclaim the swastika as a sacred symbol. Granted, these are not your major religious group. These are minority communities with their faith being joined by Native American elders whose ancestors have long used the symbol as part of healing rituals and a positive motion, good fortune, peace.
That's real interesting. I did not know.
Here's the question.
Okay.
Chital Dio, a physician, I'm assuming an American citizen who comes from another country, an immigrant. The freedom of religion allows them to practice this. She believes she and her people should not have to sacrifice or apologize for a sacred symbol because it's simply conflated with a tainted version. It's basically being said, well, we feel it's this way, so it's no good for anyone.
Yep. Well, given the fact that there's an explainable history and, attachment to the symbol from another perspective, like you said, it should be allowed them to represent, I think. I mean, I understand that it's just that the vast majority of people don't know that. I mean, I didn't know.
Correct.
That. I had, so there would have to be a lot of enlightenment going about it so that people didn't think. They only know what they know, They don't know. You don't know what you don't know sometimes. And,
exactly. Ignorance is bliss.
Right.
Or is it? Because as soon as we think of a swastika in America, we think of what we just said. Right. Nobody thinks of the Asian faiths unless you're in the Asian faith, one of the Asian faiths that believe this. Right? So some people think, hey, like we were just saying, well, there's something to be said about this. Others go, no, this is unthinkable. In the West, it's considered hate. We're not going to allow it. Right? That's what some people would say. I would say it's part of a religious thing. It's hard to decry it. Holocaust survivors be re-traumatized when they see the symbol. How many survivors of the Holocaust are left? Well, let's also consider their family members, right? And then it depends on how detached we become from something. At what point, like with Elvis, after he's been gone for so long, you can say and do things you can't do, with his likeness and stuff like that. But here's the thing. We have to consider this. One of the hallmarks of trauma is your shattered sense of security, right? Innocent victim being traumatized, whether it's rape or robbery or whatever, you're robbed of that sense of safety. So the swastika represents a concept that stood for the annihilation of a people. To us.
I say that's our knowledge of it.
Correct.
And versus not knowing that it also has a totally different religious significance to other people.
Yeah.
And it could very well have been used by Hitler for projecting that purpose. Like you said, he thought he was, doing nothing wrong. And that meant, if he's using that to be what he was representing. I don't, do the symbols look exactly the same? That's my other thought. The Hitler swastika was the black
with the red and white.
With the red and white, yes.
I've not seen a photo of it as of yet.
What I'm wondering are they exactly identical, or is there room for, if you see this one, it's a bad thing, and if you see this one, it's a good thing?
We're going to find out throughout this conversation.
I wonder,
So a lot of people recognize the swastika as a symbol of hate, the horrors they experienced, right? It's a charged symbol for people who were criminally and brutally murdered. If your grandparents or somebody you knew died in the Holocaust, it's kind of it's an offensive thing. A rose by any other name is still a rose. But it means different things to different people. How does this symbol affect you? A rose, a black rose is the kiss of death. A red rose is a sign of love. A yellow rose is peace or whatever. So they'll mean something, but only if it means something to you. To me, a rose is a rose, a flower.
Sure.
But if I got a red one in the mail or a black one in the mail, it would certainly make me feel a certain kind of way based on the stereotypes that we know. If I got a black rose in the mail, I'd be watching my back.
Sure.
If I got a red rose, I'd go, oh, somebody loves me.
Yeah. See, but that's what I mean by the appearance of the image. If it's exactly identical, then there's, a lot of education that has to go on about it. If they have any kind of a different look to them, then the education spins to, they're not exactly the same. This is what this means, and that's what that means. So again, like the rose's appearance, the different colors, maybe with this, a slightly different shape or something. It's the same basic idea, but maybe there's any kind of a difference to it that could distinguish it,
Right. The symbol itself dates back to prehistoric times, right? Swastika has Sanskrit roots and means the mark of well-being. It was used in prayers of the Rig Veda, the oldest of Hindu scriptures. In Buddhism, it's a symbol known as manji and signifies Buddha's footsteps. It's used to mark the location of Buddhist temples. In China, it's called Wan. It denotes the universe or the manifestation and creativity of God. The swastika is carved into the Jain's emblem representing the 4 types of birth an embodied soul might attain until it's eventually liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Zoroastrian faith, it represents water, fire, air, and earth. The swastika, right? So it doesn't mean the same forever. This is a good lesson in life. This isn't about a swastika. This is about ideology. This is about material being, how it can mean something to somebody and not the other, right? The swastika was a Native American symbol used by Southwestern tribes, the Navajo, the Hopi tribe. To the Navajo tribe, it represented a whirling log, a sacred image using a healing ritual and sand paintings. So we look at it as something different. But the Asian faiths are saying, wait a minute, this is something that means more than hatred to us. To historians, well, this is something that the swastika symbol wasn't even adopted until 1920 by the Germans, apparently. And for us, like I was just saying, we think of the word swastika and we think of oppression, hatred, genocide, racism at its core, right? When a Buddhist priest who was ordained in a 750-year-old Jodo Shinsu tradition of Japanese Buddhism, when he hears the word swastika or manji, he thinks of a Buddhist temple because that is what it represents in Japan where he grew up. You cannot call it a symbol of evil or deny other facts that have existed for hundreds of years just because of Hitler, according to them. According to the people who actually used the symbol as a symbol of peace, as a symbol of prosperity and goodness. It's a very interesting topic because we have to take this into account of everything in our lives. Whether you agree with LGBT people or not, it doesn't matter, right? It's their life. Whether you agree that the swastika is evil or not, it is only that way to you. Whether you like other races other than your own, that's up for you. You decide that in your own perspective. And that's what this is about more than anything, is we have to understand we see things a certain way. It makes us feel a certain way. To others, it can be a thing of joy. Christmas, Thanksgiving, a perfect example. Everybody loves Christmas. No, they do not. People are all alone and feel even more isolated during Christmas because you're supposed to be happy. And it's supposed to be about family and friends, and you're sitting there alone, and it's very tough for people. It's perspective. So you mentioned Christmas to some people, they go, it's my favorite time of the year. Other people go, yeah, I consider suicide every Christmas. That ain't fun. It's perspective.
And both perspectives are out there, and that's the thing we forget. You know, whatever perspective we're into and whatever's jingling our bells is what, you know, we're doing, and we forget that other people don't see it the same. So
exactly. And we got to remember that when it comes to American politics. I'm tired of the if, ands, and buts, right? Well, you're free to vote for who you want, but not if it has to do with this, that, or the other. No, that's your cause.
Right.
My cause as a transgender woman is completely different than Joe Bob Smith, who drives a pickup truck, who's married to a woman, who doesn't care about anything. He doesn't want bad for me. He just doesn't agree with my lifestyle choices. Right. That's America. We got to quit letting that get to us. But we've got people that take it to the extreme, and that is hateful, like what happened in Colorado last weekend.
True. Very.
You know? Well, we do it to everybody. We hate ourselves. We hate each other. Let's face it.
To a good extent. And it seems to me in general, and this is kind of very broad brush, but it's something I've kind of sensed and noticed of late, is it seems like the upcoming generations are generally a lot more accepting and peace-minded overall. And to a point where if you're hearing it on TV and that it sounds a little extremist and it's rhetoric and, you know, but I think there is hope for, you know, better times because especially if that continues, that trend. And maybe I'm just perceiving something that's not there. Maybe it's just my experience and my perspective, but I feel that, you know, again, we've always talked about how change takes generations because mindsets have to be changed. So just had to throw that out there. It just occurred to me while we were talking about this. It was like...
Before World War II, the name swastika was popular in North America, right? Swastika Park, a housing subdivision in Miami, created in 1917, still named that. In 2020, the hamlet of Swastika, nestled in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, decided to keep its name after town councilors determined that it predated World War II and referred to the prosperity symbol, not the symbol of racism and genocide. How about Swastika Acres, the name of a Denver housing subdivision? Traced all the way to the Denver Swastika Land Company, founded in 1908, changed its name to Old Cherry Hills in 2019 after a unanimous city council vote.
I guess again, it's the perspective of the people that live there and what
Exactly.
the overall mindset is. What do you do if perchance, and I don't know because I've never looked this up, but I'm sure it's very possible. What if your last name was swastika?
Right. Would
mean,
you change it?
So now
See,
do you change?
I wouldn't want to live on Swastika Street. I wouldn't want to.
Right.
Not any reason. What about my dream home? But I got to write that every time. I'm not Jewish.
Mhm.
I'm Polish. But my grandmother knew somebody who was in a concentration camp. My
Mhm.
grandmother knew people that were in concentration camps. My grandma just died at 94. I'm removed from that pain. I understand, I sympathize, but I don't feel it because we weren't there, right?
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, that's part
To
of
me,
things.
I couldn't live there. I couldn't do it.
Right. And you still have awareness of it and had some connection to someone who you love who was involved in it. It's that, again, that generational things. 2 generations down, they've had no impact from it because, you know, they don't know anybody. They don't associate it with anything. They don't even know maybe that it happened. So
Right.
they would have no judgment that way, you know, that it meant something like that.
I just realized I just zipped up my makeup bag on the air.
Yes,
It
you
was not
did.
my pants getting zipped back up.
No, we saw the bag flying. It's okay.
Show's over. Time to get my pants back on. Jesus. All right. Do you
They
have
never-
a word of the day, Bob?
I had a word of the day. I do have a word of the day before that little mini meltdown. The word of the day is Weedle.
Uh-oh.
It's a silly sounding little word. Weedle. Wheedle. It even looks like fun. Wee. Wheedle is to use flattery in order to persuade or receive something.
Oh,
In other words, blow smoke
wheedle
up
your way
somebody. So you're going to blow smoke up somebody and you're going to wheedle your way in. Yes.
You're going to
Yeah.
wheedles your way into my heart by lying to me and tell me how pretty I am.
Oh, stop.
Works for me. All right, that does it for us. I think we had a productive day today.
Yes, it was a great show. We talked about a lot of stuff.
We did. It was amazing. It's always amazing. Monday morning, soup du jour. You got to like it. All right, that does it for us today. Thank you for letting us in your house, car, or wherever you were listening. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty is not just a word, it's a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. We've got to reach in there anyway in the summer, all the ball sweat. Ugh. Keep my key to happiness away from your right nut, thank you.
There's a hole in their pocket for a reason, right?
Oh, God, with a little tiny pocket there. Get your pinky in and accidentally get a little...
Oops. Stop.
In a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word, a friendly smile can do to impact someone's day, maybe even change their life forever.
Mm-hmm.
What a great feeling to be a positive impact on someone's life. I can't imagine. I'm just a bad example. But hey, there's always that dream. All right, we're out of here. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
Have a great day. See you on Wednesday morning. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yay.
Right on time. Look at you.
Yeah. Not bad. Oh, all righty. That concludes our broadcasting hours.
That's right.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but thanks for watching. Get a life. Just kidding. We appreciate you guys watching
Thank
and
you.
listening and all that stuff. And we will see you Wednesday. Uh-oh, wait. We got Harley, good morning. Got to work at 3 p.m. to 9 tonight. Well, don't work too hard, Harley. Sorry I didn't
That's
see
right.
you earlier. I was running my gums a million miles an hour trying to get it all in. So, all right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.